Rising star versus veteran powerhouse. Eala's epic showdown against Eala. Lu at Japan Women's Open. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in Osaka. The kind with a breeze carried both cherry, blossom fragrance, and competitive fire. The crowd at the Japan Women's Open gathered under a cloudless sky, buzzing with anticipation. They weren't just here for tennis. They were here for a story, and that story centered on Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old Filipino phenomenon whose rise to the tennis ranks had become a symbol of youthful courage and unshakable drive. Her opponent, CLA, Lu, the American powerhouse known for her steadiness, grit, and years of experience on the global stage. It was more than a match. It was a generational collision. The rising star against a seasoned veteran. The dreamer versus the realist. The calm before the clash. Eala sat quietly in the players' lounge, headphones on, eyes closed. The rhythmic pulse of her music matched her heartbeat. She wasn't nervous, just focused. A few meters away, Claire Liu was chatting casual with her coach, her demeanor calm and composed. She'd been here before. Big crowds, intense matches, pressure moments. To her, this was another day at work. Yet beneath the surface, both players knew what was at stake. For Claire Liu, this match was about redemption. Her recent season had been a roller coaster of near misses and narrow defeats. She needed to prove she could still dominate. For Alex, this was validation. She had just broken into the WTA's top 70, and every match now carried the weight of expectation from fans across Asia and beyond. The opening act, the first set began with an electric energy that rippled through the arena. Ella's first serve 115 miles per hour down. The crowd roared. Claire Liu responded with her trademark consistency, returning deep and heavy, forcing Eala to rally longer than she wanted. Liu was a strategist. She didn't overpower, she outlasted. For the first few games, it was a tug-of-war. Each player tested the other's rhythm, searching for weaknesses. Eala played with fearless aggression, charging the net, ripping forehand winners. Liu countered with tactical brilliance, using her backhand slices to neutralize Ella's pace. At 3-3, the set tightened. A 12-shot rally ended with Eala hitting a daring drop shot that just kissed the line. The crowd gasped. Liu sprinted forward but couldn't reach it. A pump, her fist, eyes blazing. She's playing without fear, a commentator whispered. But Claire Liu, ever composed, didn't flinch. She broke back immediately, her experience showing in clutch moments. The first that stretched to a tiebreak, where Liu's steadiness prevailed. 765. Claire Liu, Eala walked back to her chair, towel over her face. Frustration simmered, but deep down she knew this was far from over. Fire ignites between sets. Alex's coach approached her. She's testing your patience. Don't fight her. Rhythm. Control it. Make her move. Eala nodded. Something in her shifted. When the second set began, it was as if a new Eala had stepped onto the court. Her footwork was sharper. Her anticipation quicker. She began mixing her shots. Heavy top spin slices, looping forehands. That forced Liu to retreat behind a baseline. At 2-1, Eala earned a crucial breakpoint. A long rally ensued, both players trading missiles from the backcourt. Then, in one explosive move, Eala stepped in and blasted a forehand. Winner down the line. Boom. The stadium erupted. Vamos! Eala shouted, a word she borrowed from her years training in Spain. From that point on, she was unstoppable. She dictated the rallies, used her angles, and dominated at the net. Lu, though, resilient, began to show signs of fatigue. Her returns floating just a little shorter, her reactions a fraction slower. Eala closed out the second set 6-3, capping with an ace at cent. A Filipino flags and stands waving wildly. 1-all, game on the final stand. By now, the Osaka sun had dipped lower, casting long shadows across the court. The atmosphere was electric, a perfect mix of nerves and awe. Both players knew what this meant: a chance to advance deeper into the tournament, to define their season, to prove something not just a crowd, but to themselves. The deciding set began with blistering pace. Eala held serve with authority, using her backhand cross-court to open up space. Lu countered with powerful first serves and textbook precision. 2-2, 3-3. No one gave an inch. But at 4-4, the momentum tipped. In a grueling 10-minute game, Eala faced for a break. Points. The rally stretched to 20-25. Shots. Sweat glistened. Breast came heavy, and every strike sounded like thunder. Then on the fifth deuce, Eala hit a forehand, so clean it seemed to slice through time itself. Lu barely moved. Eala saved the game, held serve, and screamed, "Let's go." The crowd rose to its feet. The momentum was hers. And in the very next game, she broke El with a stunning backhand return winner. An exclamation point to a masterpiece. Performance. Now serving the match at 5-4, Eala steadied her breathing. Her first serve out, her second into play. Lu attacked, pushing her wide. But Eala stayed composed, rallying back until she found her moment. She stepped in, swung, and unleashed a forehand winner down the line. Game, set, match. Eala def. Lu 675. 6-3, 6-4. The afterglow, the stadium, erupted in cheers as Alex dropped her racket and covered her face in disbelief. The young Filipina had done it, taking down one of the tour's most seasoned players in a 3-set thriller. As the two players met at the net, Lu smiled graciously. "You're fearless," she told to keep that fire. "Hey," smiled back, "you made me earn every point." The handshake lingered, a moment of respect between generations. In her post-match interview, Eala's voice trembled slightly, but her eyes shone bright. "I grew up watching players like Claire," she said, "so today wasn't just about winning. It was about proving that I belong here, that all the hours of hard work mean something." Reporters asked her what changed after first set. "I stopped trying to survive the rallies," she said. "I started to own them." Reflections under the Osaka sky. That night, after the lights dimmed and the stadium emptied, Eala returned to the court alone. She stood at the baseline, staring at the spot where her final shot had landed. "Every point," she whispered, "is a story." In that quiet moment, with the wind brushing her hair and stars emerging above, she felt both small and infinite. She thought of the young girls back home, staying up late to watch her matches. She thought of the critics who once said she was too short, too emotional, too young. And she smiled, because today she had proven them wrong, not with words, but with courage. The journey ahead, the Japan Women's Open, would go on with bigger matches and brighter lights. But this one, Alex Yellow versus Claire Lu, would linger in memory. It was a story of contrast. Youth versus experience, raw emotion versus composure, hunger versus wisdom. But above all, it was a story of transition, the moment when one generation begins to rise while another passes on the torch as reporters packed up and fans filtered out. One could almost hear the echo of Ella's voice in the air. I'm just getting started. And somewhere in the distance, Claire Lou smiled knowingly because she'd seen that spark before in herself once upon a time. Thank you for watching. Please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.